friendships, enemies, betrayal, and war. All of these are characteristics of the hermigens SMP, the most insane server in all of Minecraft. But that begs the question. How did this happen? Well, to find out, we have to go to the very beginning. It all started on April 5th, when the server owner announced that he would be opening this server, with the Origins mod included, and I was one of the few people to be invited to the server. So I joined and chose the Piglin origin. I then went on an adventure with Exile, and we formed the country of Nebraska. Remember this, it will be important later. I then set off on my own to create map arts telling everyone to vote for me to become the president of the entire server. Once those were completed, I returned to the main community hub and began to advertise my campaign. In the end, I won the election. However, many people were not happy that I was the president, and so they formed a rebellion known as West Virginia. So with the resistance forming, I had to begin to prepare, because I did not know when or where the resistance would attack. The first thing I did was I mined out enough diamonds for a full set of tools and armor. Next, I used beds to mine out enough ancient debris to make full netherite gear. Once that was complete, I met up with Exile so he could craft my armor and tools. You see, he has a special perk that allows the gear that he crafts to have a special bonus. Once he had completed the crafting, I enchanted my tools and armor along with collecting some extra items, such as ender pearls and totems of undying. Eventually, I was asked to attend a meeting with the leader of the revolution, Fake Super. This was to negotiate peace and try to find a way in which they would surrender peacefully. However, these negotiations went south and total war was declared. However, all hope was not lost, because I still had people on my side to support me, including Exile, who I had given enchanted golden apple to. Things like golden apples were completely useless to me, so it didn't matter if I had it or not. So, eventually, the day of the revolution arrived, and I brought my team into the war bunker to give a heroic speech. We are soon to go to war with West Virginia, and I just find it pretty crazy that it's all led up to this, I guess. But I do have a pretty stinking elite group of people, and yeah, it's really hard because it's time to kill X. But why did I betray my closest ally, Exile? Well, it's because he was going to betray us. In a series of events, I was able to discover that Exile planned on betraying us the whole time. However, in the end, he escaped. But none of that mattered anymore. All that mattered was the fight ahead, the revolution, a battle that would decide the future of the entire server. I was the first one who ended up dying. However, my teammates would not give up, and kept fighting till their last breath. However, it was not enough, and we ended up losing the war. Nebraska had been completely destroyed, and in its place, West Virginia stood as the dominant force on the entire server. I didn't know what I would do next. However, the leader of West Virginia, Fake Super, offered me a job as the treasurer of West Virginia, and so I accepted the offer to hopefully bring peace and prosperity to the entire server. Recently, I've been informed that there is a letter in my office, so I should probably go check that out. We're talking about this. I'm sorry it had to be this way, Mr. Fakefoot, but in the end, I had to pick a side. I regret having to turn my back on you, but I was left no choice. This doesn't mean that I am against you, and from here on out, we can still move past this. There is no good and evil. It's all in the eyes of the beholder. May good fortunes bless you, and if our paths cross again, may they not be on opposite sides. Oh, and I have one last thing. I have something to show you. Remind me if we meet up again, so I don't forget. Godspeed. Sincerely, Exile. Well, I wonder what that's about. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this recap, a link to the original videos will be in the description. I definitely recommend checking them out because they are very good videos.